Hi, and here we are. Welcome to week 71 of living with Alzheimer's. This week I want to talk a little bit about accepting support and the difficulty for me, I think, in trying to accept this support, and I think coming to the realization that as things progress, the more support I need. Last week, as you all know, was a very busy week. It was so wonderful to see Shelley at Bristol. It was a great surprise, actually, because there's so many people who watch the videos who I just don't know, but people seem to know me. And yeah, it was a very busy week last week. One of the busiest that I've had for a long while, and I'm sure that the other people that were there with me also found that. A lot of travelling, and for the next 5 or 6 weeks it's going to be very much like that, up until Christmas. Having a busy week like that made me realise how my abilities have changed, and I think that's something that we've got to come to terms with, and it's very difficult to try and adjust to those things when you've been so used to doing all the things that you want whenever you want. It's difficult to accept that, and it's very much like trying to put it into words for people to understand. It's very much like if you've done something all your life. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that you've driven for many years. I mean, here's an idea that's just popped into my head. You've driven for all of these years, and then you have to go for an assessment or a test of some sort, and somebody tells you how to drive. Somebody is telling you this is the modern way to do it, or you go for a health and safety course, and there's all these things that you've been doing for years and years, and you know how to do it. And somebody comes along who's been doing it a fraction of the time and says, no, you've got to do it this way. It grinds a bit. It really does grind. And I think that for us with dementia, the stuff that we've done for many years and then people help us with is it can sometimes make people a little bit frustrated, even the best natured people. But I've come to realise now that, and I think it's important to realise that the level of assistance that I need to operate and to do all the things that I want to do, I've just got to accept it, because the level is going up, and that's fine. I think we've got to learn to live with that, as difficult as it may be. And last week was, I think, a little bit of a realisation for me that maybe I'm not quite as capable with some things as I think. One of the things, this is something that I just wanted to mention, actually. It's now popped into my head. I've started up a new Facebook page. I have a lady now who assists me called Catherine. And this is a classic example of me not being able to do the stuff that I used to be. I get lots of emails, I get lots of messages, and over the last 8-9 months-ish, I've found it very difficult to deal with any of those. If I get a couple of messages, then it all goes wrong after that. So I've got Catherine on board. She's helping me, and she suggested that we started up a Facebook page, Peter Berry Living with Alzheimer's. All of my videos and my stuff will go on there. The talks that I'm going to do, the stuff that I'm going to do in the future, and information will go on there, so that other people are admins. Catherine, my wife and daughter, are admins on that page, and they can manage it and do what I can't do at this time. The videos will still keep going on to my normal Facebook page for a while, and then gradually they will drift over to that. So please do look up Peter Berry Living with Alzheimer's, and that's the key one now. I shall keep my normal Facebook page running for some time, but I'm finding it difficult to manage it, if the truth be known. I'm finding there's too much information for me to absorb. And it's very much like I just get brain overload, and I'm okay doing one thing at a time, but it's so difficult to try and absorb all of this information at once. And the reality is that things are not getting done. I'm not looking on Facebook so much, and I'm trying to respond to messages, but it's just not working. So yeah, it's not about something that I can't do. It's about getting assistance so that I still continue to make the videos, continue to put them out, and continue to do my talks and continue to raise awareness. So my little dementia man sitting on the settee, he hasn't won, not by a long chalk. It's just, okay, he had a little go at me earlier on, but I've found a solution to a problem. We've got Catherine on board, and she's going to become a great friend and do all of these things. So, and that's actually, I'm going to say it's quite reassuring to have a good support team, family, friends around me. Whether it's cycling buddies, people who look into emails and do admin and stuff or whatever. It's just so reassuring because it takes the pressure off me. Instead of having to deal with many things, I can just focus on a few things. And I can do them well. So that's the main thing. So I suppose this week's video is a little bit about accepting changes, accepting help, and not feeling guilty about accepting a certain level of assistance. Being as I'd got a lot of a busy time coming up, I was actually going to not do the videos for a few weeks, as I think I said last week. But I've decided now that I'm going to do them because I'm just going to do little videos when I can on my phone and just put them out on Fridays. Two reasons. One, because I think it's important for me to keep doing them and to keep finding that same, I suppose, keep that structure. But also it's important for, I think, others to see that dementia doesn't always defeat us. Sometimes we just have to, as we say in Suffolk, go round the barn to get in the door. And that's what we got to do. Have a positive week. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great week. And I will be here again next Friday. And we'll talk about something else with dementia. But I think today, actually, I had this suspicion that dementia won a little bit last week, but you know what? I don't think so. I think again it's dementia 0 and maybe Peter 5 or 6. So yeah, I'm right up there in the league at the moment, and that's a good place to be. Thank you all for listening. See you again soon. Bye bye.